Hello everyone, welcome to another Draw With Me video. Bust out your art supplies and let's make some art together. Today I'm working on my first illustration from 2023. This is the first thing I made this year and I'm actually really proud of it. First of all, I need to ask you all which part of the process you enjoy watching the most because I'm really confused on how to edit my videos right now. I really enjoy watching my own line art and flat coloring process. So that's the part of the process that I speed up the least. I think the sketching stages are pretty repetitive and I'm just trying to figure out what goes where. So personally, I don't find my sketching process that fun to watch. But when I'm watching someone else's video, I really love watching their rendering stages. So please do let me know what part of the process you enjoy watching the most so that I can edit my videos according to that. This illustration made me realize that literally anything can inspire you to draw. I hadn't really been feeling like making a lot of art at this point when I made this illustration, but the only thing that made me want to do this was the fact that I had just painted my nails that day and I wanted them to be visible in a video. Even though you can barely see them here, that was literally the only reason why I sat down to draw that day. I also spend a lot of time scrolling through Pinterest, and recently my page has been brimming with those Y2K magazine kind of photos. I'll pop in a bunch of references here that I had used for this illustration, even though I can't find most of them. But that is primarily what inspired this piece. I also wanted to try and learn how to draw the same character over and over again while still making them look the same, like the same person. And so I decided to basically collage a bunch of poses together. And even though you can't see their entire face in most places, I think you can tell that it's the same person. Even though the piece in the end looked alright, I really hate how the line art looks by itself in most of my pieces. Like even right here, I think the line art on the in the middle is okay, but the ones on the corner, like the one in which the girl is looking into the mirror, I really hate the line art over there. I also struggled a lot with adding texture to her sweater. This was supposed to be a furry sweater, but it did not end up looking like anything like that. So practicing how to add texture is definitely on my list, especially with line art. Her skirt is definitely one of my favorite parts of this illustration. I didn't think I would enjoy drawing checks as much as I actually did enjoy doing them. It was very fun and almost therapeutic for me to do. The hardest part before starting this illustration or any illustration in general for me is figuring out what pose to put the character in. Once I figured that out, it's almost smooth sailing until I get stuck on how to do the hair or the outfit. I think I usually gravitate towards the same hairstyle and the same pose. It's either these wavy long hair, mid-length hair, or the hairstyle that I have. I really need to start making more mood boards for outfit inspiration because most of them look the same. I usually tend to put my characters just in a tank top because that's literally the easiest thing for me to draw. I really don't understand why I didn't fix her shoulders in the rightmost pose where her face isn't showing. Her shoulders are way too big for her. Like the outfit isn't supposed to be padded, so they just look really wrong. Also, let me know what angle of filming my videos is more fun to watch, the one from above or the one from side. The one from the top is definitely more comfortable for me to do. Otherwise, I'm bending my body and arms in weird ways all the time, and it ends up being really comfortable. But I honestly enjoy watching my process from a side angle more than this top one. Initially, I didn't speed up the flat coloring process as much as I have done right now, because like I said before, watching the flat coloring process is really really satisfying for me. But I understand why that might not be as fun to watch for other people. So please let me know if you enjoy it just as much or you'd rather skip it over. I have a really hard time coming up with names for my characters. So if you have any suggestions, I would love it if you could help me out with that. Somehow for me, rendering is the stage where a lot of things could go wrong. I usually play it safe with the colors, but sometimes when I try to play around with lighting, things go wrong and the piece starts to look much worse than I thought it was going. Which just reminds me, lighting is another thing I have to add to the list of things I have to practice drawing. Most of my pieces are just characters on a flat background. Like the most I would do is a simple gradient. I'd like to change that. I think lighting adds a lot of atmosphere to pieces, so that is something I would like to practice working on. It just makes the piece much more interesting to look at, and also adds the element of storytelling to it. That's definitely something I want to work on, along with drawing more expressive poses and facial expressions. I think I subconsciously use a very specific method of drawing and painting faces now. And I'm not even actively thinking of doing things the way I do them when I'm actually drawing them. It only occurs to me when I'm watching the process back or when I'm looking back at that painting how I draw, say, the nose a certain way or the eyes a certain way. They almost look the same in every piece, so I might have same face syndrome, and I will have to work on that. I think there's only a point till which you can justify drawing the same thing the same way over and over again as a stylistic preference, and I think I just crossed that point. So now I have to work on drawing different kinds of faces and introducing more diversity into my art. I think I've pretty much always been afraid of drawing checks, and I might have gaslit myself into thinking they're ugly when they're actually not, and they are pretty fun to draw, as I realized while making this piece. I am now out of things to say, so I'll leave you with the rest of the speed paint. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.